Welcome to the Digital Marketing for Business Owners podcast with Mike Nkube. Learn about the latest in digital marketing and social media, plus tips, tutorials and techniques to help you grow your business. And now, here's your host, Mike Nkube.
Everyone is talking about mobile advertising, and in this episode I'll be talking about some of the tips on how to reach your customers on mobile devices and promote your business, whether it's products or services, on these devices like tablets, smartphones and so on. Now, research that recently came out on eMarketer says that mobile is essential when researching and purchasing products for consumers, and that's especially true for female shoppers who often research products via mobile more than males. So any business that is really looking to increase sales and to reach its target audiences definitely needs a strategy to do that on mobile. In fact, mobile searches have sort of recently surpassed desktop searches on Google and other search engines. So mobile traffic is definitely a must, and it's not as high converting as desktop and other sort of traffic, but it's very good for that initial research into products that a lot of people do, and they may actually later on use a desktop PC to complete their purchases, or visit the store and so on, or click and call straight to the business in the case of local services and so on. Actually, over 95% of local searches are done on mobile, and a lot of them are also done on desktop, but mobile really does contribute to a lot of those searches. So it's important that your business is represented well on mobile, and you are targeting and making sure your website is also functioning well on mobile devices. So here are some tips to take note of as you're creating your mobile advertising strategy. And the first one is to create mobile specific ads and banners. Now, on Google AdWords, for example, you can advertise on the display network. That allows you to target people who are viewing other websites which are sort of closely related to your business. So you can create banners and text ads and so on, and then place these on third-party websites. And as people are browsing and searching around, they will obviously see your ads, and if they're relevant to whatever they're looking for or reading about, they're going to click through and hopefully purchase or get in touch with your business. So if you're going to create campaigns on the display network, for example, you can create those banners, and you can create mobile specific ones which are different from your desktop ones, because the formats are slightly different, and you'll find that specific creatives and banners will be more effective on mobile devices. I mean, one thing about mobile devices is that the screen is small, so you need to take into consideration the size of the banners and what people are doing specifically on those mobile devices, on apps and so on. So certain banners work very well on such devices, and testing is definitely something that you can do and see what the click-through rates and the conversion rates are for different banners, and then just maximize on the ones that are bringing the best return for your business. So it's important to create the banners with the correct mobile dimensions that will make them easily viewable and also accessible on mobile devices. Many advertisers actually create more than a number of banners or rich media ads, and they will test them on different devices and then just optimize them as they see sort of the returns on the ones that are bringing them the best returns. So you can also follow a similar strategy. And the next thing is one that has recently become very important, and that's making your site mobile responsive. just a couple of years ago, Google recently introduced penalties for sites which are not mobile responsive especially for people who are searching on mobile devices. So mobile responsive is basically your site becoming easily accessible and viewable on such devices, because the screens are small and you don't want your website to look exactly as it would on a desktop, because it's going to be difficult for people to fill in forms and to click through to different pages and so on, and to scroll through the website. And by making the site responsive, it gives them a greater user experience, and user experience always leads to higher conversion rates and visitor satisfaction, and with that you're going to see a lot of your visitors coming back. So mobile responsive is definitely a must. I mean, it's becoming a lot easier to make your site mobile responsive. For example, if your site is hosted on a platform like WordPress, there are many plugins that you can get, or even themes that are mobile responsive, and some of them are free and some of them have a charge, but it's so low it's not going to cost you much. So that's definitely one of the first things to do. And basically mobile responsive sites rank higher on search engines for people who are using mobile devices. And another tip is to create specific coupons and discounts for mobile devices. If you have a mobile app, you can push vouchers and coupons to your prospects as an incentive to purchase your products. And most people online are looking for low prices and they're looking for discounts, and they will often download apps from online retailers, and will be expecting to get regular updates on new products and new offers that will allow them to save on their favorite brands and so on. So if your business has an app, it's a good thing to make sure that you're pushing mobile specific coupons and discounts, and that allows you to track and see how effective they are and make them different from your other sort of coupons that your business provides. Then another tip is to make sure, especially if you're on a platform like Google AdWords, is to create mobile specific text ads, and with that it allows you to write text which is more targeted at people who are on mobile devices. For example, people who are on the go and are looking for a local service will often use different keywords and will respond to different text ads, especially if there's a local offer or an address that they can reach, and even a telephone number that is next to the ad. So those are some of the response mechanisms that you can add to your mobile specific ads and just make them more relevant and increase your conversion rates. And this helps to increase click-through rates and conversion rates, because ads are more targeted at people who are more likely to respond to them. And the other tip is to add ad extensions, and this is also something that you do in Google AdWords. Now, ad extensions are those little links that you tend to see under Google Ads when you do a search on Google and the different ads come up. Now, you've got site links where you can promote other pages on your website, and this generally helps to increase click-through rates, because when people search, it's not always that they want to go to the site, to the landing page that your ad is showing. So you may want to send them to other pages. They may want to know more, for example, about your business before they do anything else. So having the About Us page and the site links will be an effective way to target those people. And again, having mobile specific ad extensions is helpful, especially call out extensions and call extensions and location extensions, because with that you can promote, especially in the case of local businesses and so on, or even specific offers which you want to track for mobile, and see how effective your mobile ads are compared to your desktop and other ads. So ad extensions is something to add, and you can highlight that you want them to be mobile, and then target those people who on mobile devices. The other factor is obviously the user experience on the site, which we sort of covered on when we're talking about the mobile responsiveness of the site. User experience is obviously different from desktop, and it's always a challenge to get people to stay on the site on mobile devices. Generally, people view less pages on mobile when they're on mobiles, because it's often difficult to browse through the website because of the scrolling and so on, whereas with desktop it tends to be much easier, and people can just click through to pages and click back and so on. And generally mobile sites will respond slower than desktop ones, but if you can improve that for your website and get people sort of increase the stickiness of your site and get people staying on the site longer, that has many benefits in terms of selling your offers to your prospects and so on. And also your bounce rates will start to fall, because the longer people stay there and the more pages they view, that generally means your bounce rate is going to fall, and that also improves your organic rankings, because Google looks at that as one of the signals for its algorithm. If people are just coming to the site and they're just bouncing off, then it deems that as a site which is not relevant to what they want. So what is a high bounce rate? It just differs from industry to industry, and generally anything above 60% would be considered high for most industries. But again, that always differs. Tend to find with consumer clothing and fashion and so on, conversion rates definitely have to be below 40%, because they are shopping products. People are shopping as they would in a shop, moving around and trying out different things and so on. So it's the same sort of concept on mobiles and desktop. A low bounce rate is always good, and that's always a challenge on mobile devices. But if you can achieve that by testing and understanding the traffic that's coming through to the site and seeing how people respond to different things compared to how they would on desktop or tablets, then you can optimize your site. So there's a bit of a learning curve, but when done effectively, that can improve the performance of your site on mobile devices. Now, many businesses will maybe have a mobile specific site, but they will also have the app, and having a mobile specific site has its disadvantages and obviously advantages. And one of the advantages is that the mobile site is created specifically for that, and even if the main site is not responsive, you can always direct them to the mobile site, and the experience there is likely to be greater than it would. And mobile specific sites do tend to be more streamlined and more effective for people when it comes to conversions and so on, more than in some cases mobile responsive websites. So those are many other things to think about. And finally, the key metrics, the things that you need to track to see how effective your mobile advertising is performing and so on, is generally those metrics tend to be similar for desktop. So some of the popular ones are things like click-through rates for ads and even for organic traffic, which you will see in your Google Search Console, and your metrics which relate to conversions. So some metrics like conversion rate, cost per conversion, goal conversions, and so on. Those are very important, and it's important to see how that is working, not just for all your channels and traffic sources, but for the mobile traffic on the mobile devices from those different channels, and compare that to desktop and see what's working. The advantage is that if you are seeing very good performance on mobile devices on a platform like Google AdWords, you can increase your spend for mobile devices, you can increase your budgets and so on, or even decrease it, and make sure if you're not getting the returns that you need for your business on mobile devices, you can sort of decrease your bids to zero and cut off mobile traffic specifically. And that is very important for improving your metrics, because your metrics, even like bounce rate as mentioned earlier, are gonna determine how effective your business or your website is, and how long it can maintain those organic rankings when it's ranking in Google and so on. So another thing is to also consider, if you are advertising on the display network, there are placements and apps that your site will appear on, especially if you're running your ads automatically. So you need to be careful regarding apps and some of these mobile sites, because the experience there is not great on apps for many people. So they may click and go to your site, but that may not have been the intention because of the small mobile screen sizes and so on. As they're browsing through sites, they'll probably click on your site and come through and then bounce off because they didn't actually intend to come to the site. So those are some things to think about, and you'll find that bounce rates tend to be high on mobile apps and so on. So you can turn that off and just optimize it according to whatever your findings are. So thanks for listening, and I hope this episode has been helpful for you regarding mobile advertising and tips on how to make your mobile strategy more effective.
You've been listening to Mike Nkube with the Digital Marketing for Business Owners podcast, helping you grow your business online.